Hey everyone, it's Raden.
And Dan.
And I know I haven't been active for a while, but wanted to do this mostly because there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and I feel that A, you guys should be updated in it, and B, I'd like to discuss something that is very prevalent right now in the Pokemon community. So I'm not sure how many of you have heard, but the Pokemon VGC 2016 rules were announced exactly 1 week ago today. If you're watching this the day we record it, which is December 16th.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah. And VGC16 rules, they are allowing 2 mascot legendaries plus Mewtwo and Zygarde, which are also in that. So, my initial thoughts on that were pretty much the same as just about any non-competitive VGC player. I do play the VGC format a lot on Showdown, but I haven't been to any tournaments or played much on Battle Spot for personal reasons. So I've now been playing in VGC16 a lot, and I want to go on record saying that it is a really fun format. I've seen a lot of ridiculous things happen. And I think that there's a lot of interesting things that can happen in the future. I think definitely the Chalk core is just getting wrecked. Now. Which is not a bad thing. It means that they always say you gotta change out the old to bring in the new, and it's something that I'm very welcoming to.
Whoa.
My team, I was lazy and didn't want to breed a lot, so I only made one change to my team, and that was changing out my electric type from Motom to Zekrom. And I would like to say that Zekrom is honestly a really good choice. And I think that there's going to be a lot of Pokemon that we may have seen before and that we may know of. Like, when you think, like, Zekrom might be one of those that come immediately to your mind like that when I mention mascot legendaries, but he's not going to be the one that you think, oh yeah, I need to worry about Zekrom. I personally believe that Zekrom's going to be kind of the dark horse in the series, similar to that of
Katy Perry.
No, not that. Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir. I mean, sure, it was popular, but at least in the US, it was not really that popular until... I wasn't encountering a lot of Mega Gardevoirs until after US Nationals.
Dang. Yeah, that's true.
And that's kind of what I feel Zekrom's going to be like. It's going to be, whoa, when did Zekrom start becoming so popular? And the reason for that is, one, he has a really, really solid typing.
Mm-hmm.
2, he's one of the few physical attackers, and due to the fact that most Kyogre are specially offensive, Groudon can be run mixed, as can Rayquaza. I see a lot of people straying away from, I gotta have an Intimidator on my team. And it's more of a specially offensive and basically give me my weather wars kind of game, which I don't mind. I just realized my fan Rotom was the exact epitome of how to not get earthquaked, lol. Alright. This is just for the irony.
Oh my god, no way. Okay, you guys don't know what's so hilarious about this, but
Actually, Xerneas is one of those Pokemon that people are really worried about, and I will give you the full reason why.
Later.
That. It was that. And now I will kill your main Ectric and the rest of your team. We're just gonna do this until I'm done. But it's gonna be a really interesting year.
Yep.
I'm actually really, really excited for it because it seems like it's gonna be a good year. I think Zekrom's gonna be a popular Pokemon to have.
Oh my goodness.
Eventually.
There we go.
I think we also should expect to see Gothitelle. I think Gothitelle is going to be pretty prominent due to Shadow Tag allowing slow Kyogre teams, which I also think are going to be really important. I think a Kyogre Trick Room team is going to be something that's going to win either a regional, nationals, or what would be really impressive is Worlds. I think a Kyogre Gothitelle core is going to be a really, really good core to have this season.
I completely agree.
And because Shadow Tag traps in like Rayquaza, Groudon, or something that Kyogre can easily pick off with a really solid move pool. And Gothitelle also has Heal Pulse, so if Kyogre wanted to use the move Water Spout, which is Kyogre's most powerful move, Heal Pulse can heal Kyogre and bring it back up to full HP, giving it a really, really devastating attack. And not allowing switches is also beneficial because it means you lock Kyogre's weather in, unless your opponent has a ghost type, which
That's like pointless.
Which, if you're gonna go for legendaries with those, you've got one option, and that's named Giratina.
Yay, Giratina!
We're just gonna do another battle. I'm not even really gonna care about
Me neither.
about doing this. I'm gonna challenge you again.
Oh yeah.
The nice thing about singles is they do take long, so if you need a monologue video, you can do it.
Yeah.
But those are just two Pokemon that I think are
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are going to be really, really important this season, and by default, I think a Ghost type is going to be necessary. Probably won't be Giratina due to how many powerful dragons are allowed now.
Yeah. Speaking of Giratina,
Dang.
Are you serious?
You don't know the power of Guts.
Currently,
my attack is 3 times higher than it normally is. An Ursaring has a really high attack.
Gosh darn it.
What were you expecting, Facade?
Yes.
Ha.
I was hoping.
You really should have kept Torkoal in, but
I know. I just wanted to show you. I didn't expect. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, half your team is weak to Crunch.
Shut up. You don't know it.
I see Bronze on Giratina and Slowbro. So much for long singles. Okay. So other things, Pokemon that I think people are overly worried about, like Ray Rizzo, I think that Rayquaza is definitely not going to be a threat as much as people initially think it is.
Are you
thought it was?
My God. Yeah, that's actually true. Although Rayquaza is amazing, it's
the problem with Rayquaza is the reason it's so threatening in singles is because you give up a turn to switch into something that gets a better position, in which case it can get a free Swords Dance off.
That is true.
Which is not something you want to see a Rayquaza do, is get off a Swords Dance.
Truth. Well, that guy's gone, and I have one Pokemon left. Gosh darn it.
In all honesty, I'm actually most concerned about, like I mentioned, a slow Primal Kyogre-based team. And here's why. So, the three primals, I'm calling Mega Ray a primal because it's basically a primal in every way except the title.
Truth.
So, the three primals, of them, Kyogre is the only one that can really be built to have a slow team. Groudon, while Swift Swim is the most common ability in the Pokemon universe let me check my stats. No, not that tab. Swift Swim is the most common ability in the Pokemon universe. There's also a large amount of Pokemon with the ability Chlorophyll. Swift Swim has 38 Pokemon, but the problem with Swift Swim, of those 38, all but 3 are at least part water type, and a majority are pure water types.
Mm-hmm.
So that really is not a good thing for Kyogre. It leaves a very, very gaping weakness to electric types, to grass types. In particular, my initial reactions of Ferrothorn, who really does benefit from a Kyogre Rain team, and I think Ferrothorn is going to be a popular addition to Kyogre Rain teams, also because it's slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think where was I? Kyogre Rain, Ferrothorn. Ironic how much we're just talking about the ones we see on screen.
It actually is, yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about Giratina, Ferrothorn,
Xerneas.
I don't know what else you have.
So, Groudon's Desolate Land ability works a lot better for its teammates as well as Groudon because it gives grass types a chlorophyll boost. And grass types help counter Groudon's sole weakness of ground unless you throw in some weather changing ability, in which case he does gain a double weakness to water like our old friend Camerupt. So let's just do another. Can you challenge me so I can think and talk, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I was saying, Groudon can be built to have a faster team. In fact, one Pokemon that's seeing a lot of, that I think it is going to be real popular to see on Groudon teams is, or two of them are going to be Jumpluff and Shiftry. Shiftry if you want an offensive presence, Jumpluff if you want more of a supportive presence with both of them can learn Tailwind. Shiftry gets Fake Out and a lot of really solid
Oh man, I chose the wrong one. Sorry. Go ahead.
If you want really solid offensive presence and fake out, Jump Bluff is more there if you want support such as Sleep Powder, Encore, stuff like that. So, so Groudon teams can be built a bit faster, and I believe that while minimum speed Groudon may be popular just to try and get Groudon's weather up ahead of, to get Groudon's weather up instead of Kyogre's, I think that Tailwind will be a popular move on Groudon, because Groudon's biggest weakness is that it's slow and can't really do much other than, I don't know, sit there and fire off lasers and stuff like that. Not lasers, but like precipice blades.
We know what you're talking about. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. So Groudon teams can be built a bit faster, not having to necessarily rely on minimum speed, but probably, though, just to try and get rid of Kyogre's weather. Rayquaza teams Rayquaza is the only one of that trio that when it goes into its next form, it gains speed, which that's wonderful, meaning that Rayquaza doesn't get OP defensive stats. But it means that Rayquaza is more susceptible to Trick Room, which is bad for Rayquaza. And considering Delta Stream, that's not something you really want to see from a Rayquaza, because Delta Stream helps protect flying types, and flying types are the most common users of Tailwind. Plus Thundurus Incarnate could still be popular with spamming Thunder Wave all the time. So there's a lot of logic into having a minimum speed Kyogre team. And like I said, that's what will probably be the most successful teams, are minimum speed Kyogre teams. Because Groudon and Rayquaza teams don't really have a way to deal with Trick Room with Kyogre in it. Because Kyogre can hit both of them super effective if and only if Kyogre has its weather as the dominant weather. If Rayquaza gets its weather up, it's anyone's game at that point. But if Kyogre has its weather up, it will be more threatening to Rayquaza than Rayquaza will be to Kyogre. Same thing goes with Groudon. Especially if Groudon has an ally like Shiftry or Venusaur. That could also be a really popular core, is a Venusaur Groudon.
Yeah.
Because screw you, Charizard Y.
I'm about to make you regret your decision. You don't know why, but you will. My very last Pokemon, you will. Just trust me there, okay?
Okay.
You will not want to attack said Pokemon.
I think I've got a good idea why.
Oh?
Yeah.
Just tell me when it happens if you're thinking the right thing here.
Okay. So these are just all predictions that I have. But who knows if they'll be right or not. They probably won't, just just because, let's face it, they're very, very early predictions. And
Oh, dang.
not many early predictions are correct. No one could have predicted that Kangaskhan would be on the world's winning team. No one could have predicted that we'd see that there would be a rise in a Japanese sand core.
Hey, man. You ready for your worst decision ever?
Okay. No. Yeah.
No, don't hurt him.
No, I know exactly what you're gonna do.
What?
Considering that you haven't had a Mega, that's almost certainly the Mega of choice for your team. And I almost hit Toxic. So, yeah.
Half right.
Okay.
Don't have Toxic.
That did absolutely nothing for Meganium.
Yeah, I did. Did a tiny bit. Yay, I lost again.
Keep challenging me. We're going. So I also think that Trick Room is going to be another really important move.
Oh, that's funny. I have one of the Pokemon that we were considering for the upcoming video that I will
Okay,
not spoil.
Dan, you're interrupting my inner thought process. Shush.
Sorry.
Thought you said you wouldn't be talking a lot if you did this.
I haven't been.
More than you should.
Please continue.
So, Trick Room is going to be important, like I said. So that's why my current team, when I first built it, it was actually an anti-chalk team. Because we didn't know VGC16 rules, and I was just thinking, okay, well, right now we're going to have to assume that they'll be the same rules as VGC15, so anti-chalk is the way to go.
Okay.
And then when VGC16 rules were announced, and I got the lowdown on, hey, you're gonna need to be ready to take on these. I looked at my team. I said, all right, Motom, you're out. I'm putting in a minimum speed Zekrom. Because, honestly, Zekrom... The nice thing about Zekrom is it's got really, really solid defense and HP and really solid special defense as well. Which...
My God. Okay, keep
Which is really nice because it means that I can invest a minimal amount to attack and give it an item like Draco Plate or something like that. And voila, I have a really bulky Pokemon. I not only have a bulky Pokemon, but I also have one that is a really, really powerful offensive threat to my opponent. Which is the last thing your opponent ever wants to see, is that you have a Pokemon that's an offensive threat to two of the three primals for sure. I'm still trying to figure out a way for it to deal a good amount of damage to Groudon, and that's where Reshiram is better between the two. Reshiram with Turbo Blaze is really solid because it can hit a lot of Pokemon for super effective damage, and even neutral damage a lot more so than Zekrom can. It can hit Levitators with Earth Power, and it can hit Heatran for a huge amount of damage with Blue Flare. But where Zekrom is nice is that Zekrom can hit Kyogre and Rayquaza for super effective damage, and using Bolt Strike and Dragon Claw boosted by Draco Plate is the set I'm using. At only 60 attack EVs and an attack, and my nature is Brave, you have a Zekrom that can OHKO really bulky Kyogre. OHKO. One hit KO. And with those 60 attack EVs, it can OHKO a decently bulky Mega Rayquaza. So, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, it's funny. We were also talking about this one.
Okay.
And that one's on it. Okay, that's funny. Okay.
Let's see, what else? As for what else will be popular, I think Dialga Trick Room teams are going to be popular. I'm not sure whether or not it means that we're going to see on a Kyogre team or what, but that could be a really interesting core, and I think that's one possibility to watch out for when team building. And I think that there's I think that on Rayquaza teams, I mean, I don't expect to see Landorus because, while Landorus does provide Intimidate support, it basically has the exact same problem Mega Rayquaza does, is that it it will have an ice weakness even after it is in the Delta Stream. Really, I don't see Mega Rayquaza limits its team options, and that's not something you really want to see with a Pokemon. And probably why people like Ray Rizzo and all them are Raden saying that Mega Ray isn't the threat. And I reference Ray Rizzo a lot because when I saw his YouTube video on it, which I'll probably link in the description because he provides so much more insight than I can provide, as he does have a lot more VGC experience than I do as the 3-time world champion. But what he said was Mega Ray will not be the threat. He predicted that Primal Groudon will be more important this season. And that's...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, Groudon will be better if you want a faster team. I think that in the long run, I think that it'll probably end up being more of a that the slower, bulkier teams are going to win. I think that despite the initial impressions of this being a more hyper-offensive metagame, I think we're actually looking at a much, much more defensive metagame. Trying to be as slow as possible, trying to play the long game. Which, I could be right, or I could be horribly, horribly wrong. Probably the latter. And, yeah. So, I'm curious as to see what your guys' initial thoughts of VGC 16R as well. If you think my predictions are correct, or if you hail from the future, if I actually got something correct, then I'm going to be rubbing it in someone's face. Not sure who, but there will be rubbing in someone's face. Saying, ha, I was right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you sucker.
Shoot. I'm gonna have to do this, Dan. Sorry about the beeping, it's my speaker, which Dan is hooked up to.
Okay.
So, alright. I'm gonna have to turn off the speaker real quick, Dan.
Okay.